So, hello everyone and welcome, and I'm on the road again, now towards the third round of the Audi TT RS Cup, this time in Slovakia, and it's going to be basically a nice day's drive, and with this new company car I figure that's a good way to enjoy the drive and to enjoy the car and to get to know the car, so I figure I'm going to drive the whole way. So let's have a look at the current standings of the championship. So you see, after two victories, I have a nice lead. Of course, everything can still happen. So the most important thing for me is going to be just to score. And then as long as I keep scoring, I should be fine, unless Leonard pulls something extraordinary out of his hat. So I think a 24-point lead in a 4-race championship is probably something you could call comfortable. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to enjoy the drive southeast, and then when I'm close to my destination, so I will make a stop in Bratislava for the night, the Slovakian capital, then I'll be back and talk some more about what to expect from the track. So see you then. So I've now crossed the border into Slovakia. So what to expect from the Slovakiaring? So from what I've gathered, it's a very wide track, very flowing, reasonably fast as well, and I would expect lap times above 2 minutes. So it will not be easy learning that track, which I haven't been able to find in any sim, just within our 30-minute practice session. Of course, I sort of memorized the corners, but of course looking at a 2D map up top is something else entirely compared to actually driving it, getting a feel for where to brake, where to accelerate, how far you can drift, whether there's any elevation or sort of camber changes or things like that. So yeah, that will be certainly an entirely new challenge, and let's see how I'm going to cope with that, while I have to cope here with some traffic jam. So lots of trucks, yeah, so while I figure out how to join the highway line, I can then say, see you on track, and remember to send it.
The guy ahead's lap time is a 2:06.83 P3. That puts you 0.7 off the pace. Sector 2 and 3 are pretty good. Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace.
So on track now, first corner long right-hander, a little bit of banking, important to get early on the gas because there's a long straight following.
That's a new fastest lap for Jorgensen, 2:05.92.
So next corner is almost flat.
Okay Andy, 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes.
It basically depends on the state and the heat of your front tires. Now approaching a rather slow right-hander. Brake after 100 because the track is so wide.
Your rears are cold, your left front's hot.
Double apex left-hander, and then a rather tricky right-hander that tightens severely now after the 100 mark. So you basically have to brake inside the corner. This one is very long, tightens also at the exit. And then immediately turn left, and then a very tight left.
0.76.
Bit of a double apex, and then again early on the gas, because basically there are always long straights after corners. Slightly uphill long right-hander. Difficult to be early enough on the gas without running too wide. Rather tight left-hander upcoming. Again, it tightens and it stays. It pays to stay on the inside because this one is from now on flat out. So you need the extra space on track. So I'm approaching the left combination. Bit of a straight here. Rather quick right-hander, turning into a then flat out left-hander back on start and finish. So overall, yeah, as I said during the preview, nicely flowing for the most part. There are a few tricky things, and very wide. You always have a lot of space to let the tires scrub up speed.
4 laps fuel remaining. V14.
In the corners.
You're currently 0.9 off the pace. Your lap time was 2:06.67.
But as you can see, I am sort of struggling to get the last 10% out of it. So I'm in the fields and with these close.
Heads up, there's a car exit in the pits. Alright Andy, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. 15th place.
Margins here. It's easy to be towards the end if you're not getting things not perfectly, so this was not much better. And the other thing is the tires are only really fast 2 laps, because then they're too hot at the front and you're losing time. Yeah, so again, flat out as early as possible, and again you see the green split, so that's now better.
Watch your rear tyres, they're pretty cold. Your left front is hot.
So already, although this was the first lap,
brake temperatures look good.
Out of the pits, but it's still a difference between the first, the second and the third lap. You really notice that when you're on the edge. But this is not my favorite corner, where you have to basically drift to the outside in the middle of the corner and then brake again for something that essentially tightens at the end. Luckily the exit speed here isn't important, because you immediately have to brake here for either the long left-hander or double apex, depending on
fastest lap for Frederick, 2:05.25.
how you approach it. This is also not my favorite, because I don't want to risk losing a lap due to the track limit violation on the exit. So it looks like I don't have to start from the last row on the grid. Luckily I'm not under much pressure here, but still I would like to be somewhere in the points.
Sector 2 is 0.36 off the pace.
So finding the spot where I can go flat out, without scrubbing off any speed on the exit. And then on start finish, which also a bit odd because you have to sort of stay in the middle after that.
That's your quickest lap. You're now 0.9 off the leader's pace. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.36 off the pace. Sector 3 time is quick. You've got about 3 laps of fuel left. That lap time was 2:06.20.
Due to the pit exit on the left of start finish, and yeah, so at least in the field, and that's where I stayed in the end. So you see I'm a bit behind in most sectors. Last sector is fine, but the first 2 are not ideal, but also a bit of a loss where to find additional time. So the big question is what can I make of it then during the race? And especially since starts aren't my forte, I had to practice things a bit, but it's always difficult to get things right in the heat of the moment during the start.
Go, nail it.
And again, same story as usual.
Car on your right. You're in the middle. Right side is clear now.
So everyone
On your left.
goes past.
Still there. Left and right are clear now. 3 wide. You're on the right.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, difficult
Car left.
to see when people ahead are accelerating. And yeah, so
Still
losing
there.
4 places, second to last.
Hold your line. Clear left now.
And here I don't want to go
Come
too
on,
wide.
Andy. Forget the start. Just get stuck in, mate.
Car on your left.
And that's what you lose if you get off the gas during that fast part of the track. Luckily everyone ahead will be fighting. And there is enough space in these corners for 2 or even 3 wide. So
Right side. Clear on the right.
there are ample opportunities to go side by side and then lose time and allow the folks behind, just to speak,
Right
to catch up.
side.
Here I'm a bit more cautious
Clear on the right. Car on your right.
than during
Clear on the right. Car is on your right.
than during
Clear on
qualifying.
the right. Car on your right. Clear right.
because I lost it 1 or 2 times during practice and then
On your right.
in
Car
other
right.
gravel trap, so rather I shift down to
Stay
4th.
there. Right side is clear. Car right.
And what all the caution gets me is
Stay there.
basically a burn from the
Clear
stern.
right side.
So now everyone has passed me.
Car on your right.
Whoop.
3 wide, you're on the left.
Yeah, that
the right
didn't-
is clear, right side is clear now.
That didn't help either. Luckily, no harm done.
Please, Andy.
Probably the bigger harm for me than for Wasserteurer. But there was no follow-up from the steward, so I guess since there were no real sort of consequences, was deemed to be a racing incident. But yes, here where I am now, last place in the first
on your
lap.
right.
So time to work my way up,
Hold your line.
if that's possible.
Still there.
Or was the qualifying lap
Still
even,
there.
was that the fluke? And I
Hold
don't
your
know where
line.
I actually belong.
Stay on your line. Hold your line. Stay on your line. Still there. Right side is clear now.
So that's the nice thing about these wide corners, about these wide track.
Car in front of us is Schmidt, car number 1.
You can place yourself compared to the other one and still have a good line and don't have to compromise too much in terms of speed. But still, yeah, overall a bit of a contrast compared to the first 2 races where I think the additional track knowledge, so first race in the Lausitzring where I had just finished the race in the Seat,
Right
not
side.
too
Still there. Clear right now.
far in the past, and then for I rode America with lots of experience in the sim. That was probably the thing that made the difference compared to here. And here, with when
Right side.
this was new for everyone, then yeah,
Car right.
I'm just one person in
Still
the
there.
field.
Clear right. On your right.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
is clear. On your left.
sorry.
Clear on the left now.
Okay, Andy.
But again,
Watch the
no harm
track
done.
limits, please.
If you're just knocking on the door, that's no big deal in these cars. Probably losing a bit of air in the front, but yeah, was nothing I really noticed.
Car right. On your right. Right is clear now.
So that worked. So gain 3 places now in a lap. But a lap is long, so it's almost 5 minutes done of this race.
Right side.
This, I think, is a good example of what
Hold
these
your line.
wide corners allow. You simply
Still
place
there.
yourself somewhere and then get on the
there.
gas and squeeze by.
Stay there. Still there.
Even though it
Hold
didn't
your
work
line.
this time,
Right is clear now.
I think
P13.
still
Come on,
worth
we can
doing.
do better than this. Focus on your exits. Keep it smooth. Your rear brakes are cold. Be careful.
Right side.
So I'm trying this again, and this time it seems to
Still
work.
there.
Oh, yep, that probably helps if the
Hold
folks
your
ahead
line.
are not
Stay
in
on
agreement.
your line. You're in the middle. 3 wide. Clear on the right.
Yeah,
You're in the middle.
no.
3 wide. Okay. Clear all around.
Not
Got
with the
10 minutes
tires now
left,
getting
10
warm
minutes to
and less grip at the front.
Yellow flag.
And oh,
Car right. You're on the left.
Ooh.
3 wide. Car
So-
right.
Green flag. It's
You're on the left. 3 wide.
so that's
Still
okay.
there. Still there.
So that,
Clear on the right.
your rear tyres are cold.
so that was a case of thank you. Gained at least 2 places there in the melee. And I instantly passed.
All right, Andy. The next car is Rudy, car number 116.
Left side.
I just passed
Hold your line.
my main competitor, Leonard, who is second and
Hold your line. Clear
now
on the
gave me a
left.
nice knock into my rear. And ahead is the other main competitor, so they're not doing great either on this track.
Car left.
Almost feels
Clear
like
on the
success
left.
ballast, which we don't use here in this series, but
Now on your left.
yeah, that
Hold
Nope.
your line. Left is clear now.
No thanks.
The car ahead is Russell, car number 117.
But it feels a bit like a success ballast where the top 3 are fighting for 10th or 9th place, and then others enjoy their time at the front. So now I felt better. Now, especially knowing that my main competitors
Right
wouldn't
side.
score well either.
Hold your line.
I had no idea who was leading.
Right
Maybe
is
the
clear now.
4th or 5th place guys would be leading, and then they would be well positioned
Fastest lap for Jorgensen, 211.26, P10.
to take the lead in the championship. So I certainly didn't let off. Plus, I wanted to know
Right.
what my actual pace is.
Stay there. Right side is clear now. Left side. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Left is clear now.
Okay, this time I made it stick in this
Right,
ultra fast
the guy
corner.
ahead of us is
On your left. Still there. Left is clear now. Car left.
Again,
On
playing
your
with
left now.
positioning, and that works. But I'm not sure why he's so slow in that corner.
Muller, car number 112, is leading the race.
Again, here cautious that I'm not running too wide on hot front tires that are losing grip. And another familiar car, Ostwald, in the dark blue car.
Okay, Andy, the next car is
Ostwald.
car number 334.
So again, someone up front in the championship struggling. And there you see the front tires not really wanting to grip anymore. They're not truly and well cooking. That's probably something for
The
everyone.
gap to P9 behind is now 0.19. Watch your rear tyres, they're pretty cold. Your front tyres are hot.
Yeah, there's the confirmation, and that's what everyone is facing. So how does everyone adjust
On
to
your right.
front tires not really gripping anymore?
Stay there. Clear right side.
Yeah. Wassel, okay, of course wants to fight, because he also knows where he's in the championship and where I am in the
Nice and
championship.
smooth. Don't overdrive the car. P8, halfway home, fuel's good. You've just done a 210.13.
So here I started to love the outside
On your
line, giving me much more flexibility.
Still there.
Here it didn't matter.
Stay on your line. Stay
Does-
there.
We're now basically going double file.
Clear left.
The entire field sort of goes double file here,
On your right.
until they don't.
Still there. Clear right.
And
Car
why
on
are
your
they
left.
slowing
Left
so
side is
much?
clear now.
No
Car
idea.
left.
But I took that
Okay, 3 wide. You're on the right.
gift
Left side.
without asking too much.
Left is clear.
Your rear tyres are cold. Your left front's hot.
So there was just in the right position, and the others, yeah, I'm not sure
The guy
what
in
they
front
did.
is Muller, car number 112.
And 5th suddenly looks much better than 8th or 10th.
Car right.
And now I could
Clear
relax
right
a little
now.
bit, knowing all my
5
main
minutes to
competitors
go,
are
5
behind
minutes
me.
left. Come on.
Left side.
And
3
I'm
wide. You're in the middle.
getting a decent points haul.
Still there. Clear left. Clear all round.
Because that's all that matters. Putting some points on the board, and then it's the others' problem to win the race, essentially. But they're still going 2 wide, 3 wide. So that's really a hallmark of this track.
Left is clear. Car on your right. Right side is clear now.
And you don't really have to defend the inside line that much, because there is enough grip
Push now,
and
we can
space on
catch
the
this guy.
outside line too.
P5.
again, outside line here, because I really like
Right
that.
side. Hold your line. Car is on your right. Still there. Clear on the right.
A bit
Well done,
too
Andy.
wide.
Great move. Keep it up. Come on, track limits. Keep it between the lines. Russell, car number 123, is now leading.
But that's the other
Car
Wassel.
on your right. The right
brother.
is clear. Right side is clear now.
So what
Right
can I do?
side.
What can I do in the last
Hold your line. Clear right.
3 minutes and a bit? With 3 guys in a big scrap ahead. Which doesn't do the lap times any favor.
On your right. Still there. Clear on the right.
Yeah, thank you. Getting another nudge from behind, but no harm done. And I certainly couldn't brake any later, because otherwise I would have nudged Müller ahead.
Car on your left. Clear on the
That's
left.
one thing I learned on the Lausitz ring with these left-right-left combinations, when to place yourself where. Even if it's the wrong place for that corner, it might be the right place for the next corner. Here it just didn't make a difference.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Yeah, you see, I'm a bit starting to being cautious, because I don't have to gain another place. I'm very comfortable where I am, since my main competitors are now way behind. But a podium would be nice though, so I would take an opportunity, but I don't really have to make one.
On your left.
And here I'm sort of squeezed to the inside, which I didn't really like.
The left is clear. On your right.
So I'm rather
You're on the left, 3 wide.
And,
right is clear.
almost lost it with that in the first corner of the last lap. Or second to last lap, probably. I'm not sure. But thanks to front-wheel drive, catching these things is very easy. Just go on the gas and then the car goes straight ahead. And that's why I like the outside in the first corner.
Car on your right. Right is clear now.
Your brakes are cold. Let's get some heat into them.
So cold brakes and hot tires probably doesn't make for
Right side. Right side is clear.
confidence.
Car left. Hold your line. You're
But
in the
they-
middle, 3 wide. Clear on the right.
Seem to be struggling
all around
seriously.
Car on your left. You're in the middle, 3 wide. Clear right side. Okay, all clear now. Car on your right. Clear on the right. Car right. Still there. Clear right now.
Have it. Nice one.
Yeah.
Guy ahead is Russell, car number 123.
So that was one example of being in the wrong spot to be in the right spot. Simply squeezed by Müller, and podium. On the last lap, where I
Right side.
almost lost it in the first corner of the last
Still
lap, but
there.
in the end, all good.
Right is clear.
And then, yeah, bring it home. I don't think I can now drag him, but let's try.
Car on your right.
Nope.
Nice one, Andy. Great.
Stay on your line.
So,
Still
podium
there.
after being last. And
Hold
here
your
I
line.
think Wassel thought
Right side is
I
clear
was
now.
second, so he let me through for the for the in lap. But yeah, it didn't matter in the end. Just a little bit of inconsequential confusion. But yeah, something I didn't expect during qualifying, and especially didn't expect after the first lap where I was lost. Having a rather comfortable podium, and you can see the fastest laps are sort of all over the place depending on how much people actually had a clean track. So it's now the day after the race and I'm driving back home again. And if we look at the results, so we see I beat all my competitors who are in second, third and fourth. So Müller actually is best, but then Basel close behind them. And if we look at the standings, and that's something I haven't really realized until a bit after the race, no one can actually catch me in the final race, so it's more than 25 points and we don't have any extra points for anything, so that means I'm now the official Audi TT RS Cup champion with one race to go. So yeah, that was something I certainly didn't expect after the mediocre showing during qualifying and also when I was last at the end of the first lap. But yeah, happy to take that and then can be a bit more relaxed for the next race, and also now take a very relaxing drive home, and then I'll give a further update and preview then once I'm closer to home. So see you then. So with now some more familiar sights on the horizon, so what can I say? So first of all, the new company car is great. So that was a much more relaxing drive than the long distance drive that I had in my old trusty Golf. So it's definitely probably 2 classes above what I've been driving so far in my life. So that's definitely one thing to note. And otherwise, yeah, I don't want to sort of start slacking now, of course, because I want to be noticed and have my results being a recommendation then for future drives, especially then for next year. So for this year we have the final race of the championship in the Motorland Aragon in Spain, and then one big finale that's not part of the championship then as part of an Nordschleife endurance event with this car in a few months' time. And otherwise, that's going to be it for my racing program this year. So that's, I think, a nice thing now being on the company payroll, although as a very sort of minor entry on that payroll level, but still that I don't have to sort of frantically grab every opportunity to race or search for opportunities to race and then sort of grab them when they arise, but rather can say, okay, I've done my job, I think, reasonably well so far, and then to start working more on next year when it's basically half the year has passed, as opposed to having the time horizon for a few weeks or months instead. So I think that's now a nice change, but I still need to put in the good races to recommend myself for even higher opportunities. So yeah, let's see what the next race brings, but also what the next months or years bring. And until then, see you on track, and remember to send it